Hi everyone, and welcome to another speed draw commentary video. Why didn't I do this earlier? Because screw you, that's why. I'm Robuscus, and with me today, I'm just gonna go down the list. We got Sean.
Hello, thank you for having me.
We got Z-Dog.
Hey yo, let's draw. Or watch draw, whatever.
We got Richard.
I'm fighting a sickness, but I'll be here anytime Robuscus needs me.
And we got Kodo.
Whew, feeling good.
Okay, thank you for that. So today we are going to be going through basically 2024. That was quite a year, wasn't it?
It was definitely a year.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely
We all were.
yeah, it's definitely a year to remember. This was when we were dealing with a certain shutdown. I decided to take it upon myself I kind of wanted to continue doing my speed draws, even though I didn't have a future episode to do a speed draw. That's technically not true, but shut up. So I was like, you know what? I said this in my update video. If I can't look to the future, I'll look to the past. So I did speed draws of a bunch of previous episodes. And then Death Battle just decided, hey, so we're gonna come back like late into the year, which is way earlier than I think any of you expected. So I have those to deal with as well. So this is going to cover. I mean, you see the title, right? This is the 2024 edition. This is every speed draw that I've uploaded in 2024. Whether it be for the past episodes or for the new ones after the revival. Y'all might want to strap in. This is gonna be this is gonna be a long one. If you've seen all of these, then I think you know why.
Yep.
Before we start, does anybody have any questions? Kind of like an overall question before we get into brass tacks and specifics.
I just want to ask, because I want to find out if you're psychotic or not. Are you using the drawing tablet or your mouse?
Mouse. All of this was before the drawing tablet.
Oh goodness.
You are psychotic.
Thank you for that. I tell myself that. I tell myself that every day. Hell, even after.
I don't know whether to respect it or fear it.
Hell, even after the tablet, I still feel like a psychopath. If anybody's seen one speed draw in particular that I will not disclose right now because it's not among the ones we're watching today, you might know which one I'm talking about. And you might know you might know what I mean. Okay, well, I guess I should say kind of specifics on like my thought process going into these, because I did pretty carefully pick out which ones to do. I'll get into more specifics with like whenever necessary, but the main thing for me when I was starting this was I wanted to. Okay, so I actually had like a full like 16 episode season lineup planned for this. The only rules I put on myself to kind of narrow it down was basically don't cover anybody that I drew for season 10. So like fights like Vader versus Doom, Raven versus Twilight, Guts versus Nightmare, those are out. Um,
Right, you didn't do the original Goku versus Superman? Come on. No, I'm kidding.
I did the new one, which counts anyway. So screw you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Man, is it just fate for every group that Z-Dog's in? He's always the butt of everyone's jokes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
well.
it's fate. Anyways,
I'm used to it at this point. Anyway, yeah.
so some of these were picked for. Again, I'll get to more specifics later. But some of these were picked for like commemorative purposes. Like something was coming out around the time that I had scheduled these to come out. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Again, I'll get into more specifics later. But the main thing was I wanted to kind of balance out. So this was going from the matchups in particular. They went from seasons 1 to 7. I didn't do 8, 9, and 10. 10 for obvious reasons. And 8 and 9. 8 is when I started kind of drawing characters for every episode. So I was like, probably shouldn't start there. So season 8 was kind of my cutoff point. So this goes from seasons 1 to 7. And I wanted to kind of balance them out as much as possible. So I had 16 matchups in 7 seasons. So the ultimate goal was so I could do 2 episodes every season, and then 2 seasons in particular we're gonna get some special treatment. And then only 1 season got the extra treatment. So whoops. And then 1 season I'm pretty sure all the episodes I had planned for it were after I stopped. So oops.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you want to say what those are now, or are you planning on getting to them later? Do you want to say what they were, or do you have the interest in giving them at a later date?
I'll say them after. I'll say them on recording, but during the post discussion, I'll probably say them. I probably should actually find. I don't actually remember a lot of them. So give me a minute. I should probably find the my plans for that.
All right.
No, not you. There we go. Okay. Actually, I will say. So I did obviously cut it off right before Omni-Man vs. Bardock came out. I did actually start working on one. I have one character done, and I still have the file for it. So maybe, but I don't have the other character. I don't have that done. So. And by the time the episode that happened after that, before that, I mean, by the time that came out, by the time that I was about ready to come out, I was like, well, for one, I was falling behind. That didn't help. Because what happened was, so I had uploaded the first one, to schedule it for like 2 weeks later. And I was like, okay, now go. And I thought I had a handle on it. I did for a while, and then one in particular got really ambitious. And a few of them in particular were pretty tricky. Which we'll get to that. I just kept falling behind. I think the last one came out, was like uploaded probably a few days before it went live. And typically they would get uploaded like a few weeks before that. So, it didn't help. And so I was like, you know what? We got new episodes coming out. Let's just focus on those. So here we are.
Right.
And in case you're wondering, yes, I did just waste 10 minutes explaining rules that you probably don't care about. So let's get started.
Yeah. All right. So the first one you did
All right.
for the TMNT Battle Royale.
Yep.
Why this one?
Yeah.
Why this one?
If you want to, you probably explain like your process.
Yeah.
Explain your process, like why you chose the matches you did.
Why this one? I honestly don't remember.
Oh well. Okay.
I wanted to draw the turtle.
Yeah, I guess it's just I wanted to draw the turtles. I mean, this was judging by the date, this was last year. Oh my god.
I hate time.
Damn.
Like exactly last year.
Shut up. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's also because I mean with Leo has 2 other episodes and then Raph has a DBX, so I was like, you know what, it gives me a head start on some of those. So there we go. Also, I think another thing was they did a Death Metal cast. It was Mikey versus Jay.
Oh, Jay and Mikey. Yeah.
And Chad in particular was like really kind of like, okay, I'm gonna try to fight for this to happen during season 11. Obviously, I didn't know season. Obviously, when I made this, I always suspected that Death Metal would come back because like obviously, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so they're probably gonna come back to season 11. Chad's been hearkening on this match, so hey, I'll get Mikey done, and then head start. And in case anyone's wondering, yes, I still have all these files, so all these recorded files.
Hey, there you go.
So
have the head start.
Yeah, I got a head start.
The question is, whenever you get to drawing in Jay, are you going to be drawing in him in well, with Lego proportions or out of Lego proportions?
That is an excellent question. I will figure that out when that episode happens.
Headphone static. Oh well.
So yeah, I mean, we kind of, I don't really know what much I can say here. I mean, this is all.
What were your inspirations for when you drew them?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so this is actually kind of like a blend of a few different designs for each. I did have like a consistent thought process for all 4 of them. Basically, so the heads are from the 2007 movie.
Yes.
And I think the overall. I think I wanted the overall body proportions to be from that too. I did have the colored pads and belts and whatnot, and the belt buckles with the first letter of their names on it. That's kind of harkening to the original cartoon. And then like the overall coloring, and then the detail on their shells are from the 2012 cartoon. Which for Raph in particular you will not see, and we'll get to that later.
To
be fair, like
in the series, his chip and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like he has like an entire there's like a chip of his shell just completely removed. I wanted to have that there, and it just didn't happen. I think I had it drawn and everything, and then I covered it up. So that was incredibly dumb of me.
That's about that counts. So.
Hey, now that Raph is being worked on right now, might as well add any meta commentary if you want, Devin. And Raph, for some reason, is meta aware in the original cartoon and constantly breaks the 4th wall.
Oh joy.
Yeah, he's not lying.
the only question I really had when it came to them was like, did you find any of their weapons difficult to draw because of like the pointiness or awkwardness of like none?
Not really. Honestly, I think the main the complications here. The hardest part, my brain just doesn't want to work today. The hardest part I think for me for these were just the overall proportions, because I am used to doing anthropomorphic shit, right? But these are turtles, not human beings. So they have slightly different proportions than you might expect, particularly their giant ass heads. Which I feel like I'm probably went a bit too overboard on for Donnie in particular. But oh well. And then hey, first time I'm doing montages.
Okay, I do want to ask actually, was this inspired by the segments we did for our podcast? The little number transitions we've been doing for our rankings.
Actually no.
Oh, okay.
So I think why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to have this track that's playing in the overall video, but the part that I actually like is that you're listening to right now is way too short, and the rest of the track is really moody and quiet and atmospheric for reasons that make sense if you watch the movie. But so I still wanted it here, so I was like, hey, why don't I just try this? I didn't add transitions between speed draws. Whoops.
Yeah. Whatever. All right.
Okay, so lightning round. Okay, so honestly, lightning round, because this one goes quick. We got Jotaro versus Kenshiro here. And I'm just gonna.
Decided after part 3, right? For JoJo.
Yes, part 3.
Yeah.
Jotaro appears in part 3 through part 6, even if it's only a minor role in part 5.
Yeah.
So, was the reason you did this not only because of the episode, but also because you did say you were marathoning JoJo?
Yeah, I was kind of when I was planning this, I was kind of in a JoJo mood. I was like skimming through part 3, and I was like, I have not drawn Jotaro yet, which is weird because he's the only JoJo character who's been on Death Battle that I haven't drawn, and he just so happens to be my favorite character. So I'm like, okay, well this is easy, and like this is an easy decision, and then I regretted it after, because these two are a lot harder to draw than I thought.
What made you want to use the color scheme you used for Jotaro, given he has 5 different color schemes that are all
because that's how because Jotaro's part is part 3, and the color scheme there is from the anime, so
I was talking about that specific one.
Yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is in the anime. So it was.
Yeah, that's the main of the 3 color schemes in the anime, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and guess what? We are done.
Oh well.
We're going to the montage now. Okay. Why is this song so... Okay, so I blame this entirely on the song. Why is this song so short?
Because the fight was short? I don't know.
Okay, then I ask that. I ask this. Why is the fight so short?
Liam wasn't there to work on it.
I really wish that this was an episode done in modern day, because, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. Anyways, of all the, I will say, of all the speed draws in this batch, I think that one was probably my least favorite for that reason alone. Because it's so because of how short the song is, everything goes so fast. It's like even for me, it's hard to keep up. Yeah, speed. That's the
speed draw a little too literally there.
Yeah, a little too literally. All right. Anyways, here we got All Might versus Might guy.
From one muscle bound duo to another.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
don't think I need to explain why I picked this one. Yeah, it's All Might versus Might guy.
What?
um,
Yeah,
This episode was utterly peak with 2 utter goats.
yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so what was it like? What was it like drawing All Might?
It was fascinating actually.
Mhm.
It's funny because I knew I had to do this right because of A, how popular these characters are, and B, how popular this fight is, and B, C, Z-Dog in particular. This is one of your favorites, so it's like
Yeah.
as one of my
At the
favorites
moment,
too.
it's tied for my favorite episode. At the moment, it's tied for my favorite episode. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, I had to do this right. I absolutely could have done the typical, like, you know, like hands on hips pose, but I was like, that's boring. So,
Nah.
so I went
You
with
did
this
the pose
instead.
From the final showdown.
Yeah, was it inspired by anything out of curiosity? Because I don't.
The poses are
It's
in
in
the
the final
the
showdown.
poses are in the fights, and you can see them in the montage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured as such, but I don't want to.
Remember, it's literally the build up to bring him telling Mike Guy to bring on his final attack.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what? Okay.
enough.
You know what I love
Yeah.
about doing? You know what I love about doing Naruto characters, particularly after doing like Guy and Obito. I can make their torsos squares. These guys are built like freaking cubes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's because of the best that most higher or tier characters wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? Looking at this, if I ever do Lee, how am I gonna? I don't know how I'm gonna make him stand out because they look basically exactly the same.
I would suggest going through Lee's various poses.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe you could draw him one of the gates as well.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. I will.
You 3 times get Lee to compare.
Oh yeah. I also do time to drawing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I do wanna-
Hold on, Z-Dog, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, there you go. I do want to ask. Did you notice? Because like this is the only problem I have with this. Did you notice? Did you have any thing like, oh, the head's too small? Like,
Not
did
until
that
it was
come across your head?
not until it was too late.
Okay, because like that's the only problem I have. Like,
There-
with
there
this,
co-
it
there
does
comes
feel
a
like
po-
the head is.
there comes
a
a-
too
there-
small, but I mean it doesn't.
There comes a point where I get to a point of like no return. So once I get
Right.
to a certain point, that's it. Nowadays I think I'm
Yeah.
able to maybe go back in and edit them further. Pose 1, pose 2. There we go.
There you go.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm curious as if All Might were to return to Death Battle, because I mean he did get a really cool suit. Go down recently. Would you draw him again inside the suit, or would you just use the one you drew before? Or
I think that would depend on how he's analyzed.
Yeah.
Because they could do something with that. I will say, even though I do think it turned out pretty well, this is probably my least favorite montage. Because the only reason why is because it has too much of the fight and almost like none of their actual like source material. The reason why is because I kept trying to look for the proper source material, and either they had watermarks or subtitles, and I just kept getting frustrated.
Yeah, that's anime footage for you. That's anime footage.
So I was like, screw you, fine. I'll just do the fight. I'll take the lazy way out, I guess.
But anyway, now it's Luigi
now we
versus
got
Tails.
Yep, now we got Luigi versus Tails.
Mike knows.
Why this one?
So actually, this is the first one that has some commemorative purposes. Because by the time I was scheduled, because when I scheduled this to come out, we had Luigi's Mansion 2.
That is what we do.
Oh yeah.
So, And come on, do you really think I'm going to turn down the opportunity to do a Sonic character?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Like, come on now. Also, yes. After all the work I've done with using past speed draws using Sonic Heroes music, I finally got a chance to use Seaside Hill. Hell yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, good song.
Took you a while to get there.
Yeah.
Literally my favorite level theme in the game, and I finally got to use it.
Good.
Oh my gosh, you're drawing the proportions well here.
Yeah.
I will say doing
Why
this
have you been drawing Sonic characters?
I will say doing this pose for Tails was a lot trickier than I thought it was going to be, because there's so much like point of view problems here. Like you notice like how like Tails' legs are in particular, they're so small but they're like so wide. It's actually because they're meant to be like either bent. They're meant to be bent forward. So they look really short and stubby, but they're not. Though they're not supposed to be anyway.
That's the whole point of view thing that you're still learning how to handle because you're most of the time you draw in fairly basic poses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, well, real quick, did you have any trouble doing the flutter thing for Tails? Because have you experimented with that?
The letter thing? What are you
having
talking about?
Tails be in motion?
Oh,
No, having
his
tails
tails?
be in motion.
Not really.
Yeah.
I guess trying to get the idea that they're spinning was like kind of tricky,
Yeah.
but it was all right.
If you know the trick, if X allows to do it, it becomes really easy to do things that make it look like they're in movement using proper blur tools and such.
Yeah, so you see how the tails are kind of blurred out. That's
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if you had any difficulty, like, experimenting doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's also part one. It's also part one of an accidental sidekick arc I had going apparently. Because here we got Winter Soldier versus Red Hood. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously, your main inspiration for Bucky was MCU Bucky.
So actually, these are based on their looks in the fight.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
Actually, I just realized, wasn't that?
by the way, screw this gun.
Yeah, go on.
I hate this gun.
Those are hard to draw.
Nice.
I don't give many characters I make guns because I'm not drawing that. That's crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
screw this gun. So here's the thing: screw this gun and screw all the reference images I kept trying to get because Bucky's suit in the fight is so darkly lit. It is so hard to see all the like finer details I needed to pick up on.
Isn't it just
Did you use the behind-the-scenes footage?
I absolutely consulted the behind the scenes video. It did not help.
Oh, okay.
Because the only part that shows the costume in like decent lighting, the costume's not finished. They're putting it together.
Oh, great.
So it's like, okay.
Jason.
If only Marvel Rivals came out, then you would have had a much easier.
I was gonna say my Rogers would help with that a lot, but oh well.
Maybe.
Oh,
They don't live in that timeline.
dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Red Hood was a lot of fun to do. I remember having some fun with him.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because that costume, oh my god, they cooked.
Oh yeah,
It's
they
like
did.
a mix of the best parts of multiple costumes of his.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of the Arkham Knight in there. There's a little bit of the Under the Red Hood design. And
Yeah. Yeah, like I could have absolutely for both of these two, I could have absolutely gone with like the comic book looks, and it would have been so much easier. But the problem is that Red Hood in particular, his the helmet in particular drives me insane. Because it's literally like a biker helmet. It's so dumb looking. It's like it's a biker helmet with eyes. It looks so stupid. So I was like, you know what? If this is a live action fight, might as well kind of just commemorate that. Yeah, I even gave him the Venom, which was fun.
Yeah, that's a nice little detail there.
There you go. Indeed.
I will also say, actually editing this video together, this track, well, it's not an earworm by any means. It is a lot better than I remembered it being.
Dramatic piece is what I describe the track as.
Yeah. I really hope for the next Ismahawk fight, they get him back. They get the guy who made it back. Oh my God! Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's time.
Right.
It's time for a mini rant. Here we go.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Wolverine versus Raiden.
Yeah. Okay.
So Okay.
Wolverine wasn't too bad. Thank God. Okay, I should probably explain. So I did this because Deadpool and Wolverine was coming out.
Yeah.
And
Good movie.
I know, like, the immediate question I'm gonna get is, why didn't you just do Deadpool? Why didn't you just do any of Deadpool's episodes? And the reason why is because, well, okay, for one, I really needed to do Wolverine. I have not done him yet. I've already done Deadpool. I 100,000% really want to redo it, but I have done him already. I have not done Wolverine.
Well done.
And with how recent I've drawn some of his opponents already, the only episode I would have had to do for Deadpool was The Mask.
Or the claw. So I see you extended the claws out a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I think you asked real quick before you get into your rant. Was there any like inspiration for Logan? Did you just try and model do the one in the fight, or is there any other references you tried to?
So not really. I wanted to go for as much as like the comics as possible. The thing is that sometimes the comics sometimes Wolverine likes to change his appearance. Sometimes he's got sleeves and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's got black shoulder pads and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's got black accents or whatever on his boots and sometimes he doesn't. You can see the problem here. I
do want to add real fast that I think is thematically appropriate for the reason why you chose Wolverine. And the model that was used in the fight for this episode straight up comes from the Deadpool video game.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you slap him over and over again.
So you'll actually see it in a minute, but I wanted to go with the sleeve look, the yellow sleeve. Yeah, there it is. But I looked at it and I'm like, this looks dumb. So I went with the no sleeves. I still kept the black shoulder pads though, just for some stand out, because sometimes they're black and sometimes they're blue, and I feel like the blue ones would have meshed against the suit. So I wanted them to stand out a little bit more. I still kept the yellow on the gloves though. So
hey, there you go.
I don't remember if that was entirely intentional, but I also don't care. It looks better that way.
There you go. All right, now you can get to your rant if you want.
Oh no.
Oh, just wait a second. We're almost done here.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say.
You get to the care.
Do I do this on camera or no? No, I don't. Okay, so well, hold on. I will say I did make a change off screen. You saw the boots had a gray to them. I changed them to black. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Raiden, I love you. You're one of my favorite characters of all time. Metal Gear Rising is one of my favorite games of all time. If not my absolute favorite. Why the hell are you so goddamn painful to draw? So So
yeah, Cyborg, that's,
you might
that's
have.
it.
So y'all might remember I actually did Raiden already.
Yep.
For Raiden versus
Raiden
Excalibur. And if you saw at the very beginning of this file, I actually was like trying to go for like maybe redoing that, like complete overhaul redo. And then I was like, I don't think this pose works for him. Because it's just a typical like sword on the shoulder, and that's not really Raiden's like thing.
Not even though. Yeah.
Yeah. So I even sped up. You can see me like pausing for a second. That's because I was that's because I was contemplating if this was a this was a good idea.
Oh god.
So there's so much.
Good time.
You can see it throughout this whole video. There's so much I did that you cannot see on the final product. And for the life of me, there's so many like changes I want to make to this because like apparently I'm just a pseudo masochist who like sees like who, like the perfectionist side of me is like, I mean, I could tweak this thing, I could tweak this part, and then doing so would cause okay. Here's the thing about Raiden, right? When you look at him, his design doesn't look. I mean, there's a lot going on, but it doesn't look that complicated.
Right.
Like it all looks relatively straightforward, and then you actually do it, and then you mess up one thing. You mess up one small thing, and it causes a domino effect.
Yep, that's robots and mechas for ya.
Yeah. Is this the longest singular character you had to do?
Actually, no. Surprisingly, no, it isn't.
Really? What character? Okay, I mean, I guess you'll tell us when we get to it.
Okay,
but, like...
I will say it's the longest one so far by like a mile.
Yeah, okay. I think that's as much, but here's which one's longer actually. But we'll get to
and I will say the one that is longer should not have been longer. I do not know what happened.
All right.
It's funny because like once I got to that, like I finished the head, and I was like, okay. I mean that was kind of annoying, but but like I think that we're doing okay so far. And then the rest happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it safe to say you probably wish you will never draw Raiden again?
And yeah.
Third time.
I love the. No, Richard, no. I still have this recorded file. It's never happening again.
Okay.
I'm not.
Talking about doing a lyric video maybe for the Metal Lotus. And
Yes. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. I'm sorry. At the very least, not like the ones I've done already.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, not happening because this was a nightmare and a half.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know.
But it's done.
But good.
It's done. I still think it turned out fine. It's just I'm a perfectionist, and this is like a personal thing for me. So it's like Raiden's a very personal character to me. So it's like ugh.
Yeah.
Yep, those are always the worst ones.
Yeah. And then for anybody wondering, so this episode has an original soundtrack. Where was it? Here it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Gotta had to get it in here.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah. I bet.
So, I mean, when all is said and done, the montages typically are pretty fun to do. Because I'm just like that's.
Give us something to look forward to after
struggling. After struggling so long, yeah. This is still one of my favorite episodes of the show. That's another reason why I did this one.
Valid.
Valid. Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, it's the time.
Now we got one of two really ambitious ones. We got Crash versus Spyro.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
I had to, right? Like, do
yeah.
I need
that you
like
had?
like do I need to explain why I did this one?
No,
Like,
Yes.
no,
Do you-
not
actually,
necessarily.
no.
do you know me at all?
Exactly. No.
So
yeah.
when I
you know me, that's it.
yeah, when I was planning this out, when I was like seeing like, okay, if I uploaded one of them at this time at this date, what are the dates for the rest of them? And one of them just so happened to be so close to my birthday. I was like, what if we did something interesting?
Yep.
And this is the interesting one. It's actually funny because I got a comment on this video that they were because people in the comment section love to drop quotes from the episodes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So someone dropped it's like, it's almost like they planned this all along, and I responded with, it's almost like I planned for this to come out on my birthday. So yeah. I mean, this fight just means like everything to me. So and like these characters mean everything to me, so I don't really think I need to explain why this is a thing. So to kind of go into the process a little bit, so the designs are based on their more recent games. So for Crash, this is Crash 4. Spyro has his Spyro Reignited look. Once again, these are redos. I could have absolutely just remastered the old ones, but I wanted to go for something better. So I went a little bit more dynamic with Crash in particular, because this is obviously his pose at the end of the Crash dance.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah. So you see how the renders are shown separately, yeah? Wait to see why. Dude, every time I listen to this song, I just get a wave of nostalgia, because this is so the music. So for Crash, it was the Warp Room theme from Crash 3.
Yeah.
And for this, it is the Glimmer theme from Spyro 2. Both of them from the original games, not the remasters. And the reason why, well, for Crash, I wanted to go with something. I could have easily picked something different, but I wanted to go with something more well known. Like everybody knows the Crash 3 theme. It's been like remixed and redone for so many games now. Like Wrath of Cortex did it. I believe Huge Adventure did it. Entrance did it. So it's like, I mean, yeah, like this really shouldn't come as a surprise. For the Glimmer theme, Spyro 2 was the first Spyro game I ever played. And for whatever reason, even back then, even back when I was a kid, this song just really stuck out to me. It's also the main theme of the game, so that's probably why.
Yeah. I mean, it has a nice sound to it, so I get it.
Yeah. It's nice.
Relaxing.
It's just such a nice song.
Yeah.
Exactly. Spyro's soundtrack is full of this kind of stuff. It's like I recommend playing the games because y'all are missing out if you're not. But the Spyro soundtrack is like definitely one of the highlights of the series. Stuart Copeland absolutely knows what he's doing.
There you go. Real quick, before it gets too late, as you mentioned the Crash Dance pose for Crash. Any pose inspiration for Spyro you wanted to go for?
So not exactly. So for the most part, it draws from one of his like victory animation in CTR Nitro Fueled. I don't know. I just like the stance he does. And you know the way the wings spread out, it kind of meshes with the crash dance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it. I actually put some like glowing lighting on his snout, on his head, even though I absolutely did not need to do that. I don't really do that unless it's like actually a like refractive surface. But I kind of wanted to get like I mentioned earlier, kind of like a field of view. So kind of have Spyro's like snout sticking out and his eyes kind of sticking out. So
yeah,
it looks nice. So
it turned out really good.
Okay,
And now
this shit.
big boy.
This is why it's so big.
Yeah.
Where it goes over the top.
Yeah. You could even say I went a little insane with it.
Hold on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So there are a metric shit ton of references here.
Yeah.
So where do I even start? The platform, I guess, since it's here. Okay, actually no. The environment as a whole is from the fight. Kind of the jungle look to it. That's from the fight. And there's even like some of the rocks in the background. That's 100% the fight. So the platform, there's references mostly to the handheld games for both of them. So actually on the top of it, it says yeah, like on the top of it, it says purple and orange. That should be obvious. This is a crystal dragon from Spyro 1. I wanted to mesh a lot of the collectibles from both games. So like on top of the platform, there's a gem. Kind of referencing the Crash like gems when you get all the boxes and whatnot. This is a crystal gem from crystal dragon. I mean from Spyro 1. Those are like the main collectibles. These are the orbs from Spyro 2. And then I put in some Spyro gems. Later on you'll see some like Wumpa fruit, some crates. I put a crystal in there. Yep. Speaking of, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, that design I put on the top of the tree trunk, that is one of Crash's tattoos from the Titans games.
Oh gosh, you went that far. Okay.
I went that far. These are oh yeah, dude, look up Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant. You will regret it. Those were the elementals from Wrath of Cortex. I kind of presented them like a prophecy, sort of like stone engraving. I put that death battle sign. That's based on the logo from Crash 1. Here's some boxes. I absolutely could have done better with the perspective on those, but whatever. There's some Wumpa fruit. I kind of wanted to like blend a lot of the like some like level design from both games. So it's like, hey, maybe give us a goddamn crossover, please, and thank you.
That isn't Skylanders.
Yes, that is in Skylanders. Thank you. Actually, it's funny because one of the leaves on the trees, it's shaped like the life elemental symbol from Skylanders.
Oh wow.
But Spyro's a magic element.
I don't care.
I know Crash is life element still.
That didn't even come to mind when I made it, so don't even worry about it. So we kind of glossed over it, we kind of skimmed over it because it happened so fast, but way in the back on the like the top right corner, there's another rock with like a hidden there's like another collectible. I think I put an egg on there from Spyro 3.
It was a dragon egg.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So there's a lot going on here. And probably a lot of references I think many people probably wouldn't have even picked up on. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's an egg.
Exactly. Nice. Yeah. So I don't care. Is there any like difficulties like do you have an idea of this? Like, I mean, obviously you did, but like, what was like? I don't even know. Like, the main. I don't know. Like what? Like, did you just want to go all out? Like, because you like I know you did one for Goku versus Superman, but like this is like, kind of the first full-blown fight piece you've done.
Yeah.
With a full-blown background and stuff. Was there any like difficulties that you
a little bit
like, had during?
I mean, I kind of had like a general idea going into it. I guess really the complicated part of it was trying to figure out what goes where and how to like implement it in a way that makes sense. Because like I had a lot of ideas. I wanted to kind of represent every game for both of them. Particularly the original ones. Like going back from like the PS1 to the PS2. Even though again, when we get to Crash himself later, obviously that's still based on Crash 4, but details. Yeah, it was just kind of seeing what I can put in, what goes where, and what makes sense, right? Like, because I mean, these crates, they appear in the fight, so that just made sense to have. Like I said, a lot of this background is from the fight itself. A lot of the designs on the inside of that platform are again based on the GBA games. I kind of blended Spyro Season of Ice and Season of Flame into one of them, like the logos for both of them. Anyways, all right, so now we're on to Crash himself. So I've always, even back when this fight was like relative, like even when this was like just an idea, right? Like the fight hadn't happened yet. I always had an idea of how I wanted to like do like maybe a fight, like scenes art thing, and it was always Crash with the jetpack and the Wumpa Bazooka. So so I kind of just blended a lot of that together. It is still Crash 4 Crash, which does not have either the jetpack or the bazooka, but so yeah, semantics. No one would care if I didn't say that. And it looks nice, so whatever. Crash 4 is the best Crash, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Because you're right.
Exactly.
So I actually pulled the art back so I could get I could have like the consistent colors. When we get to Spyro, that's when things got a little trickier because again the whole field of view thing was really screwing me up. Because I have him flying I do have him flying towards Crash. You'll see it in a second. But I also have him breathing fire, and how breathing fire works in Spyro is it's like it shoots out like a. It doesn't just like shoot a fireball out. That would have been way easier. It kind of like spreads out. So that's kind of what I was trying to go for. I don't really know if I got that point across. But I did what I could. It's funny how I'm going into so much detail on this, and I don't think you even see a lot of this. Because I put Spyro, I put a lot of Spyro off screen. So yeah, this was a process. This took me about I think this took me about like a week to do.
Oh geez.
And I had I don't know if I still have these files because I don't need them anymore. But Like there's no reason for me to have them anymore. Yeah, here's the fire.
Yeah.
I love what you did with the fire.
Of course, that would be the part Z-Dog's most talkative during.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, and then here's little fun appearances from Sparks and Aku Aku.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Again, based on their more recent appearances, just to keep consistency. They also look nice, so screw you.
Yeah, there you go.
Poor Sparks.
Yeah, poor Sparks. Yeah. It's funny how I'm drawing Sparks, and the music that's playing is the music that plays at the beginning of the fight when he when he freaking dies.
Before he dies.
Why do I hear boss music?
And doing the wings were interesting because I had to make so that they were flapping, obviously. I couldn't do what I did with tails, obviously.
Respect.
So.
And
And
Sparks in the actual episode.
so I was stuck on this screen for like 10 minutes. The recording for just loading that one curved line took like 10 minutes. So I could have very easily cut it out of the video, but I didn't do it. Like I had to suffer through this. Now you do too.
Yeah.
It made you really want to wait for drawing Aku Aku.
Wait, so why was there any reason? Did it
Oh
just,
God, what? Oh, that's gonna be a That's gonna be a bitch to sync.
Whatever. Is there any like reason it did that? Did it just bug out when you drew that line, or no?
I have no idea. It is literally just a curved line. I have no idea why it did that, and I have no idea why it.
Sometimes how it grows. They just happen sometimes.
Yeah, I have no idea why it did that, and I have no idea why it took so long. So what they're doing, so Sparks has his own levels in Spyro 3, and he does shoot like tiny little. This is I went hard on the montage. Sorry, forget Sparks and Aku Aku.
Yeah, no. This looks great.
Yeah. I had to time those like those blended cuts so specifically to the music. It was a task, but it turned out so well.
Oh yeah, no, this is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good.
There we go.
Very
With
good.
that done, I'm with this segment done. I'm hopping off here. I'm feeling tired, and I'm gonna be in for a stressful night. I wish you guys luck for the rest of this. And hey, look, it's my goat, Metal Sonic.
Hey, there you go. All right, see you, Kodo.
All right, later. All right, so
All right,
now we got Metal Sonic versus Zero.
Yeah. So any reason here? Is it just you just wanted to watch?
I actually don't remember. I feel like there was a reason, but I don't remember what it was.
Shadow Generation.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Shadow Generations. I think this might have been before. No, it wasn't before that. Never mind.
Was it just the Sonic kick?
Yeah.
It might have been.
Was this before Bowser Eggman got announced? I just realized.
Because you had
yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. You had Shadow Generation.
Yeah, it might have just been Sonic, like dopamine or something. I don't know.
Fair enough. Yeah. Is this your first time drawing Metal 2?
Yes.
I just realized.
Yes. I believe so. Yeah.
Any difficulties here? Because I know, like, again, robots, like we're talking about the
yeah,
Ryan.
this was a bit. This was definitely a bit harder than I expected it to be. That's for sure. But overall, it was relatively straightforward.
All right, that's good.
I guess just because, like, sometimes when I'm doing these characters, like, sometimes when they take a lot longer than I expected, it just becomes kind of like like I'm just kind of in a state of like, oh god. So it might not have even been that bad. It was just like longer than I expected it to be, so it just kind of like killed the mood, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
But yeah, I mean, for both of them, really, it didn't take that long. Well, okay, it did take a while, but it wasn't necessarily that hard. It was just, again, there was. I might have bit off a bit more than I could chew at the time, but
Yeah. And then this is the first time I'm drawing a Mega Man character. Actually, I don't remember you drawing any other one.
No, I do have one for Sigma. I have Sigma and I have X.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really trying to remember why did I do this one? I mean, yeah, that might have been it. It really might have just been, like I said earlier, like Sonic Adrenaline, I guess, because we had the movie, we had Shadow Generations. I would say we had Bowser versus Eggman, but this was before that.
Yeah. You had to draw Metal.
Yeah.
In 1 year. You had to draw Metal twice.
Came out for Metal Sonic because I did a Metal Sonic cast a while back.
That's true, yeah. It's also, I mean, I guess I just wanted to tackle Zero because Zero has so many things to get a heads up on. Oh, hey, more precise editing.
Yeah.
Great.
Hell. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I bet Zero was fun.
Yeah.
Fun to draw.
Okay, we got Goro versus Machamp now. I had to remember what this was for a second.
Yeah.
This was interesting.
It
wasn't even like, it was actually kind of, I mean, it did get a little tricky at times. But it was, you could see me struggling with that arm.
I feel like in a way, out of all the Mortal Kombat characters, Goro would be the easiest to draw because there's not a lot of detail he has.
Not really, yeah.
It's just like you just gotta. It's just the forearms.
It's the forearms.
The position of the forearms is the tricky part, I'd imagine.
He's a show call.
Although it did give me an excuse to take some liberties with how long his torso is.
Yeah.
So at least I got that going for me.
There you go.
Yeah, there really isn't much specifics for this one. I don't even remember why I did it. It might have just been another one of those, screw it, let's do it. With no real rhyme or reason to it. I had to do another Season 7 episode after Winter Soldier versus Red Hood, so I guess this one just kind of came up.
Yeah.
So I absolutely...
Definitely a fun one. So.
My main goal, what I absolutely wanted to do was I wanted to really emphasize just what their primary arms are, like what arms they typically tend to use, because like for Goro it's his top, it's his top arms, and for Machamp it's the bottom ones.
It's the bottom one.
So I had the secondary pair of arms, I guess, like kind of like fist pumping a little bit. It was super interesting because like Goro's secondary arms being at the bottom are like around his waist, whereas Machamp's are kind of like they're on the back of his shoulders, which is Machamp's like body proportions make no sense to me, but they're fun.
Yeah.
So
did I mess you up while drawing it all? Out of curiosity.
I actually don't remember. I feel like this was relatively straightforward.
Okay, good. I was gonna say.
I mean, neither of them have really that much detail going for them, so.
Yeah. No, I think they both turned out really well.
Yeah.
Especially since they thankfully didn't use like Gigantamax Machamp at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. SMH though, you didn't draw Machamp dabbing 0 out of 10. No, I'm kidding.
Shut up.
That would have been hard.
It would have been.
Yeah, that would have been probably harder.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, this is the big one.
This is.
Talk about this one.
This is okay. So, Z-Dog, you asked earlier why Raiden wasn't the longest one. This was the one.
I see.
I don't, and Man, I was drawing this and I got frustrated. I was like, this is so simple. Why is this? This should be so simple. Because I was basing it a lot on, for both Optimus and Gundam. I was basing it a lot on their animation models. Well, no, like not just doing G1, but like very specifically the animation models from the shows.
Right.
And like they have like pretty like typical like standing renders. They're like 240p. They're not great renders, but they get the job done. So that's actually so basing it on the animation models. It's kind of why their hands are more human-ish. They're not blocky, is what I'm trying to say. But I guess it's just because I was drawing like actual 3D proportions. That's what made this so hard.
Yeah.
But this was ridiculous. Like I was drawing this and I was like, why? These are such simple designs. Why does this take so long?
I mean, I'm guessing a little bit of that perfectionist with writing as well, considering.
Yeah, maybe.
You want to be sure to get this one right. So.
Yeah. So there's a pretty damn obvious reason why I did this one. But potentially a semi less obvious reason is that this released around the time that Transformers 1 came out. I wanted to do the commemorative thing again.
Hey, there you go. Watch Transformers 1, by the way.
Yeah, watch Transformers 1, by the way. And literally, like, when it came to commemorating Transformers 1, this was really my only option. Right. I've already, like, I had Megatron and Unicron for Season 10. I obviously wasn't going to do that again. At that rate, it was just like, I mean, it's Optimus. Come on.
Yeah.
But because these took so long, it was something I really should have done with the Jotaro versus Kenshiro one, is the music is looping. The music repeats itself. And because the reason why is because if I didn't do that, then these two probably would have gone a lot faster than the Jotaro Kenshiro one did. You would probably not have been able to see anything.
And plus, I imagine like using Wings of Iron was easier for copyright compared to using a Transformers or Gundam song.
Yeah, because anytime I use, I could have easily used music from the '86 movie, but that gets me copyright claimed right out the gate. So, I was like, no.
Yeah. I'm curious now. Was Amuro harder to draw compared? Was it harder since you're less familiar with him, or was the Optimus?
Well, Optimus took longer. I can say that for sure.
Okay.
Amuro might have been, like, physically trickier, I think. Particularly again, particularly this gun. Well, okay, there's actually a lot of different reasons why this one took quite a bit. Because even though the animation model is like, it is still pretty simple, there's a bit more going on here compared to Optimus. So,
right.
Yeah.
At least you have experience drawing lightsabers, so I imagine.
Yeah, no, the sword was super easy. No, the sword was super easy.
That's good.
Yeah. So I totally did not intend to. So this is the last one before we get to the independent era.
Yeah.
I totally did not intend for this to be the last one, but it is super fitting that it is.
Yeah. Ending with your favorite episode.
Yeah.
Well, no, just say it was intended all along. Then you won't.
Too late.
You won't get questioned. No. No. Well. Oh well. No, I think it turned out good.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah.
I can
Between-
imagine.
Mechas for a while.
Between
No,
between doing like this and then Megatron and Unicron, drawing Transformers was a lot harder than I would have expected.
Yeah. It's almost like they have a lot of parts.
Yeah. All right. So now we're in the now we're in the independent era. We got Omni-Man versus Bardock.
Yeah. Omni-Man Bardock. Yeah, one of the ones you did live, right?
Yep.
For some of these, Proboscis actually do these live over on his YouTube channel.
Indeed.
Yeah.
These
Funny
two.
enough, I think Omni-Man was actually the first one that you drew on stream.
Yeah.
No, it was Bardock actually.
I knew it was
Oh,
one
how
of them.
fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think by the time I got to Omni-Man, they had already announced this fight was like next. So I was like, this was I think this was the start of a stream, which is probably where you're getting a bit confused. Because what I did for the streams was I had them on like a randomizer wheel.
Yeah.
Why do I leave the brakes in there? God damn it. Anyway, so I started. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry, go on. Finish it. I was curious. Since you drew Omni-Man for versus Homelander, was there any way you tried to like differentiate the two? Like, was it hard to differentiate the two from the first time you drew them?
Not really. I mean, I wanted to kind of match Invincible's art style a little better because when I drew him last time, I hadn't watched Invincible yet. I don't think. So this time I kind of want. That's why I like compared to the last one, his like chin is a bit blockier. He's got some like lines on his face. I wanted to kind of match the art style of the show a little bit better. Compared to the last one I did, which is basically just taking a picture of a Superman figure I own and making it look like Omni-Man. That's literally what I did. I did it for Homelander too, and I need to fix that. The 2022, I gotta say this, the 2022 art, I want to redo like all of them. Like anything I did in 2022, that was like a dark era. That's like the dark era for me.
No.
Like 2021 was kind of like the start, and then 2022 was like, what if I decide to cheat a bit? And then by 2023, I had like finally gotten what I actually kind of want out of these, and now we're into 2025, and I have a tablet. So,
There you go. Improvement.
Yeah. It's funny.
We were talking about Omni-Man and talking about shit.
I mean, there's really nothing to say about Bardock, really.
Yeah.
I guess I probably should have given him a scouter. I don't care about that. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. I think
scouters are
that's important.
Scouters are stupid anyway. Yeah. I mean, Bardock was interesting to do since he looks so much like Goku. And I had done Goku already, so I was like, kind of familiar ground.
How do we? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm curious because Joker Giorno.
Yes.
I'm curious. There's probably one of my favorite individual ones from you. What's the inspiration to do the fire eye for his? Because that is a super cool detail. Is there any really inspiration there, or?
I kind of just figured that would be like something from. I haven't played Persona 5, so I was just kind of like, I don't know. I just remembered. I think I probably have it in the montage at the end of this, but there's like a scene of him like with blue fire around him. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I just kind of remembered that being in his eye, and I was like, just kind of went from there.
I think, despite the fact that you never played Persona 5, Joker was probably like a lot of people's favorites in 2024. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
That
no,
honestly,
really like how it turned out,
it's
honestly.
funny because I asked about that in your server,
Yes.
and I did not expect that many people to say Joker. Not that I think it turned out bad, not even a little bit, but there's another one that was like super satisfying to do, I thought people would have, and with how it turned out, I thought people would have said him for sure, but no.
Fair.
And it's just obvious you wanted to focus on Joker rather than like Arsene. I assume.
Yeah, I thought about doing like Arsene and Gold Experience, but I turned it down. I don't know. Maybe when like
what they would have looked like.
maybe when like Kira versus Adachi happens, I might throw in their stuff, because one of their more famous renders is their for both of them is like half their faces, like half is half as them, half as their spirit or whatever.
Yeah, it's become a meme at this point.
Yeah,
for those kinds of thumbnails. So.
Yeah.
Was it? So was there any like difficulty you had drawing Joker?
The hair.
Besides
the hair.
Yeah, the valid.
The curly broccoli hair.
It's funny because like I've actually gone on record. I don't mind drawing anime hair, but it does become a problem. I should have mentioned this with Kenshiro, but that went so fast. It becomes a problem when there's so many like parts to it. You know what I mean? Like at least like Joker at the very least kind of has like it's one piece. It's just got a lot there.
Right.
So but yeah, other than that, I don't think it was that difficult. I guess it was just kind of like familiarizing myself with the design for a character I'm not super like invested in. That was like really the more tricky part, but I don't know. I've done that plenty of times, so
it turned out.
How did it feel to draw another JoJo character?
It was interesting, that's for sure. Giorno's got a very interesting fashion sense.
Yes, he does. Like, I remember talking about this with Torok when he was coming out, because I asked him like what design he was using, because his manga and anime designs are really different if you take a look at them.
Yeah, like he has like a different color scheme. I went with the anime one because this is the pink, because it's the anime one.
Similar reason for JoJo.
Yeah. The arrow was interesting. I had to include it because like to give like some shout to Gold Experience Requiem. And I had Joker with one of his knives, so it just kind of felt fitting.
Was doing the hair difficult at all, out of curiosity?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's kind of like the best I can describe Jonas here. It's like what some moms use in the morning, like those cartoons.
Yeah. Have the curl hair.
Yeah. It is interesting how like simple Giorno is compared to Jotaro. Even though Jotaro doesn't have like a lot going on, what he does have there is like a bit more complicated than I think you might expect. Giorno, meanwhile, it probably helps that a lot of it is covered up by his arms. But it really wasn't that bad.
That's good.
Surprisingly, I don't remember this one having a ton of difficulty.
Maybe it's just the fact that Italians have better fashion sense.
Sure. And the montage. Okay, the montage here is interesting because I didn't listen to this track a lot. Oh, this is the shot I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. It's Persona Awakening.
Yeah. So I didn't listen to this track a lot before editing this video. This is the commission track for this fight.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that like the last minute of it is really quiet and almost kind of somber. So
Yeah.
trying to edit a montage around that was kind of interesting. But I think it turned out okay.
Yeah, I think it's all right. You did good. All right.
All right, now
There wasn't
who's
any like sneak peek footage available at the time.
no, there
Yeah,
wasn't.
exactly.
Now
Oh,
who's
quick, I
ready
just realized
for? Go ahead.
I just realized I just realized instead of the gun, you should have put a calling card instead of the gun in Joker's other hand.
Oh,
I just
you're
realized that would've been
right. Oh, damn. Okay.
cool. Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
All right.
Episode 5 character you got. But anyway,
now we
this
got
is a big
ambition.
one.
Ambition Part 2.
Yep, Bowser versus
Koopa
Eggman.
Boogaloo.
I may have worked myself a little too hard on this one.
You don't say.
So it's really funny
Yeah, but-
because
I think it was worth it. So what?
it was absolutely worth it, 100%. So it's really funny because Bowser was the last one I did on stream.
Oh yeah. Maybe the best for
And
last. No bias.
So it's really funny how fate kind of worked out that way because on the last stream I was like, okay, screw the wheel, because the last stream I had it was Asura, Mahito, and now Bowser. So I was like, I gotta save Bowser for last, because like the other two were probably gonna be really difficult, and just kind of like wrap it up with the character that I'm A, more invested in, and B, would definitely be the most fun to draw, because the amount of times I've drawn Bowser is crazy. It's like like not just like in this style, but like in my entire life. Like
Yeah.
Bowser is like up there as like probably one of the characters I've drawn the most.
It's fun.
So I put a lot of that practice into this, if it wasn't clear enough. This, by the way, this is the character I was talking about before when I thought so many people were gonna pick this one as their favorite over Joker.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised people went with Joker instead, because me personally, I think this one turned out way better.
Really? I mean, I think it's probably my second favorite one, but again, it's just a fire effect you gave Joker. Yeah.
I feel like the details with Joker just stood out to a lot of people. Because like Bowser does look really cool.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I put the line art together and I was like, okay, we're getting places. And then when I was getting the coloring together, once I put the yellow on, I was like, oh, like that was the last color I put on there. I was like, oh my god, it's peak already.
Yeah, no, it's still really good, but
so no, I think of all the characters I've drawn in this batch, Bowser is definitely the one I think I had the most fun with.
That's good.
And that's not even to say that Eggman was not fun at all. He was great.
Oh yeah, I bet Eggman was really fun to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you drawn Egg? Is this also your first time drawing Eggman, or have you done it before?
No, I've done him before.
Okay.
It's funny because Eggman actually, I talked about earlier, kind of the different eras of my art during this time. Eggman kind of embodies all of them. Like he embodies where I started, because the original one I did, I think I did post it somewhere. He has a really big head and really tiny hands, and if you've seen Eggman before, you realize that it really should be the other way around.
Yeah, it really should be the other way around.
I mean, as the song says in the background, he is the Eggman.
He is the Eggman. And then the second one, during the second era, during the Cheaty era, I have an Eggman figure that it's still sitting on my desk right now. Took a picture of it, drew over it. So really glad I got the opportunity to make amends for that.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah,
This one also turned out really good.
Yeah, this one was fun.
I do think I don't know. I do think again the head maybe could have been a little larger, but like it still looks really good. I'm not.
I mean, Eggman's got a pretty short head, actually.
I don't know. I don't. To me, it feels like it should be at least a little bit larger. But
it's funny. It's funny because if you saw earlier, the head actually was bigger, but I shrunk it down.
Yeah.
So I think the main complication this time was really just his proportions. I knew I had to do better than my first one. It was hard for me to do worse. Really, it's the body. He's a fat man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fat, but he's also like he's not that big. I mean, he really is shaped like an egg. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I tried to. So the main issue for me was trying to get that across, while also not going overboard with it. Because that was so easy. That would have been so easy to do.
Right.
But I think I honestly think like. This is me saying this. I know that this whole thing, like, you're your own worst critic. I think I nailed it.
No, I agree. Yeah, you did really good.
Yeah. If anything, I think actually his head could be like, squished down a little bit, but meh. And now, okay.
Yeah, whatever. Now,
I don't.
You go for thumbnail material.
I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it turned out amazing, but why did I decide to do this?
I don't know. You're passionate. You're too passionate. Damn it.
No, I literally am too passionate. I did so much for this fight.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, was this always in the cards? I forget.
No.
Like, was this always in the cards for you to do a big old thing, or did you just like, you know, I put in a little extra work. Why not?
Literally, I think like. A few days after Bowser's preview came out is when I decided to do this.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think you actually did this in the server, oddly enough, like the last.
Yes.
Did this.
Yeah, I had times where you streamed this.
Yeah, I practically started. I started during like an event you guys had. And then I was like, what if I just like showed everybody what I'm doing, just so y'all can share in the madness, I guess.
Yeah.
It partly became a tradition on the live server.
Yep, and
art.
It gonna continue.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, there you
go. Maybe when we get a match we don't know about.
Maybe. But yeah, so out of curiosity, what was the most difficult part of this? Like, other than like obviously the time crunch aside, because that's
time crunch. I think the hardest part was probably I guess trying to figure out who I can fit in and where can I put them.
Yeah.
Like obviously I had to get some of the big ones, you know, like Bowser and Eggman obviously, and then like Metal, Sage, Junior, Kamek, King Boo, so it's kind of like trying to find a balance of like who do I have to include for starters? Who can I obviously have a little bit of their infantry in here, like Goombas, Koopas, Motobugs.
Motobugs,
like,
egg pawns.
Yeah, egg pawns. Like trying to get some of their infantry while also getting like some of the big ones. Eventually I was like, what if I put in like airships and whatnot? Like really make this really make this look like an army. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to just like throw in a character and like, all right, there we go. There's your character. No, I wanted to make it feel like it's actually like they're actually calling their armies into battle.
Right.
I totally did not need to include this bomb. I included a bomb. I included a bomb, so I was like, you know what? Eggman's got a bomb Badnik too, so.
There you go.
I say it was worth it.
Yeah, I love explosion.
Yeah. It's actually funny because there's actually a part of this whole thing that I didn't record. There's a small little thing. You probably have noticed it. And if you follow me on Blue Sky, I did point it out. There's a small little Easter egg to something. If you don't follow me on Blue Sky, then you're going to have to find it yourself.
Follow Proboscis on Blue Sky, link in the description down below.
There you go.
I did it for you.
I guess, yeah, thanks. I don't particularly know why I went with this particular ship in the Egg Fleet. I don't know. It just kind of showed up. It kind of looked like it could be the main ship, even though it definitely is not. And it wasn't in the fight, so I don't even think it showed up in the fight. I don't even remember what the ship is called.
What game's it from?
I'm like 90% sure it's from Sonic Heroes.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. But
I mean, that's where the Egg Fleet shows up. So,
yeah.
Also, you saw I did put Eggman's logo on it. I could have drawn it, but I was like, nah. So yeah, I still cheat a little bit sometimes.
I think for this one you can excuse it though.
So I'm curious how many people think this is the Ark. It's not.
No.
It is. It's the face ship from the IDW comics. I wanted to get some IDW representation in there, and the face ship was like a big thing for the metal virus. So I was like, hey, 2 birds with 1 stone. Got it.
There you go.
I guess the alternative is I could have done like a Zombot Goomba or something, but I didn't know how that would look. So, and then Moro just decided, hey, I'm gonna put Zombot versions of like most of Bowser's infantry, because thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you, Moro.
Actually, speaking of cheats, Kamek is like almost entirely based on the shot from his reveal when they did the like different character shorts.
Yeah,
Kamek is 100% based on how he appeared there. Like it's basically like it's not traced. You didn't see it show up. But it's like basically, it's almost like line for line, almost like exactly the same. So yeah, I still cheated a little bit on it, but look at this. Like, this video is a half-hour long, so leave me alone.
Yeah, I think if there's anyone you're allowed to cheat for, it's this one.
Yeah.
I kind of like how you have Sage as well, kind of mimic like the arm race that Eggman also does.
I'm not even 100% sure that was intentional. I actually don't remember.
That's a cute detail, regardless.
I just kind of wanted like, I think what I was originally going to do was going to have Sage prepare to like fire an energy beam like she does in Frontiers. But I forgot to add an effect there, so whoops. Also, yes, yes, I drew Infinite. All right, I'm an Infinite apologist.
There you go.
I'm an Infinite.
I'll say it again. Best thing about Infinite is his boss music
and his voice. He is voiced by Liam O'Brien.
Yeah, true. You can't go wrong there. Yeah. This is inspired by one of Shadow's puzzles, by the way, isn't it?
Yes.
I was gonna say, as like the one from Adventure 2.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of his 2D arts.
Yeah. Yeah. No. 100%. No. 100%. It's based on that.
Yeah.
I felt it was like it gave me a good idea of what to go for, and I also just kind of felt it was a little fitting.
Oh yeah.
It's also kind of a way to get like I didn't have Shadow in here, so it's like, hey, I have someone doing his pose. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah, there you go.
I could have absolutely done like a Shadow Phantom Ruby copy or something, but I did something different for the Phantom Ruby. We'll get to that later.
Anyways, yeah. Did you cheat with the EGAT symbol on here? I forget.
I might have cheated with the EGAT symbol. I'm honestly starting to question if I even put it there at all. I guess not. Okay.
Okay, I forgot if you did. Not bad.
I feel like I remember. Oh, I did. I might have done it for. I did a junior render like individual one.
Oh, that.
I might have done. I might have put it on there. That's probably what we're thinking about.
Yeah, well.
Oh, hey, it's Beta.
Beta.
I actually don't remember if I did this before or after I played Sonic Adventure. I just felt putting Beta was kind of a big player in Eggman versus Wily, so I kind of felt he had to be here.
Yep. And unfortunately, he didn't appear.
He didn't appear.
Well. Oh well, the fallback count.
Him not appearing gave us the funniest thing. Just whomp.
There's no thwomp here,
Exactly.
so.
What was funny?
Damn it!
That was funny because thwomp was trending over social media like the day after the thing came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Is this nope, not okay. We're not there. I was going to say okay, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, you get the easy Shy Guy. I bet Shy Guy was like ridiculously easy.
Yeah, most of Bowser's infantry was piss easy.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, like most of it is like it's like Goombas, Koopas, Bob-ombs, Boos. Like, they're not hard to do at all.
Yeah. Sure, probably the blessing in disguise in this case. So.
Yeah. I kind of wish, events timed up better so I would have this theme playing while I was drawing Infinite, but oh well.
Yeah.
I absolutely wanted to, like the music's obviously, alternating between, Mario and Sonic music. Oh, yes, here's Brogy, who I put this in here totally for bias because Bowser's Inside Story is a very special game in my heart. I did this feeling so sure that Brogy was probably not going to appear in the fight. So you can imagine my surprise when he showed up.
Thank you, Moro.
Yeah, thanks, Moro or DJ, whoever decided to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Death Battle Team. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Richard, you've been awfully quiet lately. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
I guess. Did you feel like this was easier now since you did Goku versus Superman's poster a year before? Now with just Mario characters, or did that make it more challenging?
It was well, it definitely took longer. That's for damn sure. It was definitely a little bit more challenging because there's a lot more going on here than there was for the Goku versus Superman one. And with so many characters. By the way, I know so when I was drawing this, someone said, "All right, wait for Ash versus Yugi to do it." That's not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can understand that, especially with all the different designs in Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
I'm sorry, but that's I'm sorry, that's not happening. Also, I put in the Elite Trio here.
Elite Trio. Nice.
Again, more Bowser's Inside Story. Also, I wanted I think we're doing it right now actually. Yeah, kind of meshing like the Elite Trio with like Orbot and Cubot.
With the freaking sexy pose he does in Unleashed.
I think this is actually I think both Orbot and Cubot are based on their more bored looks in the opening to Sonic Colors.
Oh, well, I know he does that pose in Unleashed at like the end of the game, and I just
actually you'll see it in a second. I actually gave Cubot his little mug. Because yes, apparently robots drink.
Yeah.
Go figure. Or at least Qbot does.
Yeah. Is it oil or coffee though? We will never know.
We'll never know. Who am I doing now? Oh, this is I don't. It's
The
this,
metal. Is it
no, this is PD
Piranha.
Piranha.
Speedy Piranha? Yeah. Yeah.
I figured I'd put in like I mean I did like the King Bob-omb, King Goomba. Figured I'd put in another like relatively out there big general of Bowser's army. And I saw PD Piranha on the blog when they were working on that, and I was like, all right. It's like that was that's easy picking.
The weirdest baseball character ever.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, no,
especially
yeah,
just
no,
uses
that's the
the
thing.
lead
He's a
bat.
hitter in Mario Super Sluggers for like the
Yep.
Wii and whatnot.
Yeah, for the Wii, and he just uses his hands as baseball bats. Literally. He don't need a bat. His hands are the bat.
He is the best.
And I think the reason I put PD Piranha here is because I have a lot of nostalgia for even though I didn't really play it a lot growing up, but I watched a lot of videos on Mario Sunshine. So when I was reminded of PD Piranha thanks to the blog, I was like, okay, yeah, I got to do that.
Is this the thing, by the way?
Yes. So this is the Nega Mother Wisp from Sonic
Nega
Colors DS.
Sonic
Um,
yeah.
And
so the run back to metal.
Yeah. So the reason why that's there, I think I explained it when I was drawing it in the server, was that as Lightman, we have seen like Eggman has made Phantom Ruby copies of like that thing, Perfect Chaos, Dark Gaia, like so I was like, let's go with these. Like I could have done any other like Phantom Ruby copy. Like I could have done Shadow or Chaos. And I'd have I would definitely have so many people asking why are they there? They're not a part of this. So I was like, I'm gonna go with something more obscure. So like people who like know would be like, oh okay, so that's why that's there. And you'll actually see it when we get to the like coloring, but I actually put some effects on the Mother Wisp. To kind of give it like a bit of like a Phantom Ruby look. It's not quite that, but it's as close as I could get without actually drawing the effect, and I wasn't doing that. And yes, I put Time Eater in here too.
All right, now coloring time.
Yeah, coloring time. This is gonna be interesting.
I'll also real quick, funny that you ended up drawing Metal Sonic twice this year and didn't even intend on it.
It.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. I guess also like this makes like this poster aside, this makes like 3 Sonic characters I did this year. Totally not intentional.
There you go. Yeah. So, are there any difficulties coloring this? I mean, obviously.
It's
probably taking forever.
It's really the fact it's the fact that they're so small. So like I had like when I had this before, when I did it this way, I used the before my tablet, I used the fill bucket tool. I couldn't do that with how small these guys are, because if I did that, then they would like the color would like bounce out of the lines, and it would fill like the whole screen. So I did a lot of the coloring here manually. There's definitely still some, it's probably happened already, but there's definitely still some fill bucket. Yeah, it's happening right now with Eggman. There's definitely some fill bucket, but for the most part, a lot of this coloring is manual. So that presented a challenge. I think by the end, I think I was starting to get a little pressed for time. So by the end, when it came to like the copies, because a lot of the layers are duplicates, like for like the infantry and whatnot.
I just copied and pasted.
Yeah, I just like copied that too Just made things easier. I probably should have done that right out the gate, but I decided not to for reasons that I absolutely can say right now.
Hey, sounds like something live and learn, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, true.
It was obvious. Damn it. Anyway.
Yeah. Other than that, no, not really, because they have very with how simple their designs are. It's a lot easier to a lot of the colors are very there isn't super small pieces to basically any of these people aside from maybe the airships. Like the airships, I guess maybe Metal Sonic, Metal Sonic maybe Infinite. Doing this cyber pattern on Sage was interesting. I so want to do Sage by herself at one point because that was actually a lot of fun.
There you
go. But yeah, no, I really, like I said earlier, the main complication here was mostly just figuring out who I can include and where I can put them. Because by the time I got to characters like Petey Piranha and King Goomba, I was starting to question, can I fit these guys? Because they're pretty big. They're pretty big and they don't fly. Well, I guess Petey Piranha kind of. I guess Petey Piranha does, but shut up.
Yeah.
It made deciding for Eggman was a lot. Deciding for Eggman was a lot easier, I will say, because most of his stuff can fly. So it was easier to I could just place them anywhere. So
I'm guessing, with hindsight now, do you wish you colored the characters after you drew them at all, or?
Nah. Honestly, I think it I mean, it might have been easier that way, but I don't know. It felt more satisfying to do it all at once.
Okay.
And it looks better for the, and it looks better for the video, so screw it. But yeah, I totally forgot I put a chain chomp in here.
Yeah. Or.
I thought about including magic.
Was there any?
Go ahead.
Go on. Yeah. I did have a question. Was there any debate on the setting, where you had any other thoughts on other
No, not really. This felt kind of because part of the process also was part of the reason I did this is not just because of passion, but also I had asked my buddy Storm if he wanted to react to the episode when it comes out with me. And I figured doing my usual reaction thumbnail style probably wouldn't work so well with this one. So I was like, what if I did something a little fun? So I did the cliffside and there's absolutely nothing between the cliffs, and that's intentional. Because that's where that's where our avatars go on the thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, here's the effect I was talking about.
Yeah, the glitchy effect.
Yeah. So I did that. So people who know people who know that's a Phantom Ruby prototype or a copy, I mean, will be like, oh, okay. But to people who don't, they'll be like, they won't so question why the Mother Wisp is here compared to Shadow or Chaos or Zavok.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about the Magic Cooper earlier? By the way.
Oh yeah, I was debating on including them. because to get more of like Bowser's army that can actually fly. But I didn't really know how I could differentiate them from Kamek. And I really wanted Kamek to stand out on it. I really wanted Kamek to stand out on his own. So, that's why I like, even though I do have the Elite Trio, they're dressed differently. So like I can get away with that. And like I do have a bunch of boos, but none of them are wearing crowns. So,
Exactly.
Also, I did draw King Boo in his, you see it here. I drew King Boo in his, Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion. Right.
Look,
Yeah.
Because, any other look just looks really boring. It's literally just a giant Boo with a crown. No thanks.
Yeah. Gotta make it stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I think he also does look like that in the fight, so it worked out anyway.
There you go.
I think actually, if you look at the layers tab at the left side of the right side of the screen, you can actually see a little hint of the part you can't see in the video. So, but I figured that would be a risk. I wanted to hide that so like people could actually like look at it and point it out. I knew there was going to be a risk to leave that there. I couldn't get rid of it. So, but no one pays attention. I doubt anybody pays attention to that. So,
well, now you can next time you watch it.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw in some more hints in the future. So, that's not that's not meant to be a tease, by the way. I don't know.
Oh well. Yeah. No,
and
then definitely turned out. It was definitely worth the struggle, I gotta say.
Yeah, and then of course I had to use in the final for the montage. That just felt right. Yeah. The only thing that's super annoying to me is that this was edited after we got the preview, and I totally forgot to put the fight in there. I think I had the preview put into my media thing, but I forgot.
Last one.
All right.
Yeah, last one. The easiest one by a country mile.
All right, so we talked about how both you and John Mitchell talked about how easy this was because we had Courage come into Death Battle a year before. So did you take that same mentality, or did it just feel easy?
It just felt easy. Both these two are like so stupidly simple. That's actually why like this one doesn't go super fast, you might notice. That's because the raw files are literally probably like a half hour long.
Yeah, plus like you've drawn Among Us before, like on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you use your own Among Us character? Did you consider that?
No.
Or did you just want
not for this video. No, this is just a typical imposter. Although I did do my own character for my reaction, and that was a trip and a half. Doing all the different skins and costumes and whatnot for my reaction was a trip. You might have you might have noticed. I think I made a few posts about it that I had taken a bit of a break after that. That's because between doing so many of those and then after doing like Bowser versus Eggman and just among all the research I was doing, I was like, I'm going to take a break.
Yeah, honestly valid.
So I pretty much backed away from my computer until basically the beginning of 2025.
Yeah.
And like this was your last time, I think, drawing with a mouse, right? Because you got the tablet like soon after.
Yes. Yeah, this is the last. Well, it won't be the last one that gets uploaded. I still have plenty from my streams. Some of them have already come out, but and one of them is coming out. Either it's already out by the time this video gets uploaded, or it'll be out probably within the next few days.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the freaking eye thing. I forgot.
Yeah, I felt this was right to include.
It's always satisfying when you do stuff like that. I've noticed, like between that and the Joker.
Yeah.
And Joker's eye thing. It's always just so satisfying to see.
Yeah. And I felt, I was doing an imposter, not a crewmate, so why not? Doing a Fall Guy was interesting. Technically they have less. Technically they have less going on. And yet, despite that, I think this file is longer than the crewmate.
I think part of it is because they're not only bigger, but I think if I recall, you did the crown for the.
I did do the crown. Yes, I wanted to find a way to. I wanted to do something that like to match, like, because I have the crewmate, I have the imposter with a knife. So I was like, what do I have in the Fall Guys hands? I didn't think that far ahead when I did the crewmate. So when I was doing the Fall Guy, when I was planning out the Fall Guy, I was like, oh shit. What do I do? So I was like, a crown, sure.
There you go. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. It played a bigger role than I would have expected, so maybe it kind of worked out in the end.
Exactly. Man.
The only problem at that point is because, again, I did multiple versions of this for different people. In my reaction, I have like 4 or 5 Fall Guys with crowns. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, well.
But I bet none of you cared until I said something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it also felt nice to have something simpler for after.
Oh my God, yes.
you had for Bowser versus Eggman.
Oh my God, yes.
After the year in general, you needed a break.
Yeah.
So I bet it.
No, this was nice.
God they released after Bowser versus Eggman. Imagine if
Yeah.
Order.
Yeah, no, thank God for this. Timing worked out so well for this. Even though researching this was a bit of a pain, but I think I've done that song and dance already.
Yeah.
Me too.
That turned out well.
Yeah, no, it's just like, despite the fact that these guys seem simple, like design-wise, like when you dive deeper into them, holy beans.
Yep. Deceptively simple.
Yeah.
And now the freaking epic as hell montage for no reason.
I may have had a bit of an obsession with the song when I first heard it.
Me too.
It's a really good song. I don't blame you. Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny to use like super like epic and heavy songs for montages that for like fights that really don't need them.
Like yeah, no, it's fun. Didn't you do that for like Smokey McGruff way back when? Actually.
Yes. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Good stuff, man. All right. Yeah, no, these. Yeah, I gotta say, like, freaking the evolution of your drawing is just insane. Like this, like, especially this year. This year, I think has had some of your best work, like in general.
Yeah.
Like between. Yeah. So. Man, out of curiosity, since we said ours, but like, what were? I mean, I think you mentioned Eggman, but like, what any ones that like stand out as your favorites? Out of curiosity.
Oh, Bowser, 100%.
Another, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. It was so fun to do. Like it was, like it was so fun to do. It's so satisfying to see it like come together, and it could also just be because like that was the last one I did for the Kickstarter streams. And for a lot of the ones that I was getting like way later, they were like some of the harder ones. Like that stream had Asura and Mahito in it, and I don't think I need to explain why that's a problem.
Yeah.
But no, just seeing that come together, and like again, once I put like all the final colors on it, I was like, okay, this is like I'm actually typically pretty hard on myself for some of my art, which that's typical, right?
Yeah.
But once I saw like seeing Bowser come together, I was like, okay, this is me saying this. This is going great.
Yeah.
So no, Bowser 100% was my favorite.
Valid. Yeah. Yeah. No. All good stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm curious as well. Do you? I mean, it's always gonna be for a while, but do you plan on ever doing like a big fight or like a fight scene drawing like Crash Spyro or Bowser Eggman ever again?
It would have to be for a damn good reason, and that reason could very well just be it's a fight I am monumentally invested in. So, but for the time being, no. For any future episodes, for any like the future episodes we know of, no, I don't have those planned. Again, I mentioned this before. I don't know if they were joking, but someone said wait till Ash versus Yugi, and we do this again. That's not happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have in my spare time, I have been kind of knocking out some of Ash's Pokemon.
There you go.
I've been kind of going through that a little bit. I might go all the way with that. I don't know if I probably will never upload that because some of those aren't recorded. Well, okay, that's a lie.
Would you be willing? My question is, I'll let you finish.
Okay, well, I was gonna say that's a lie because some of them aren't recorded, so they're not getting uploaded.
My question is, as a small compromise, would you do a poster with just Ash with just one or three of Ash's Pokemon fighting one or three of Yugi's monsters?
Probably
like in this big epic.
Probably not.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, I've been eyeballing. I've thought about it. I've been eyeballing some of Yugi's monsters, as I'm not crazy familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh. So,
There's a lot of them have crazy armor. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of eyeballing Yugi's army, and I've been like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, I'm jumping ahead of myself. We'll obviously see it most likely in the next commentary. But doing Yugi himself was already kind of a pain. So,
Yeah.
Oh boy, I bet.
I remember that. I remember tuning into your stream.
I was
when you
there.
did Yugi. Oof.
yeah,
Freaking hair.
yeah, no, it was 100% the hair. God damn it.
Yeah. The hair.
Valid.
Screw this man and screw his hairstyle. I'm sorry to any Yu-Gi-Oh fans watching this.
Hey, I exist. But
Yeah.
I will agree. Almost all the Yu-Gi-Oh protagonists have terrible hair. Jaden's the only one I think people like drawing his hair.
Well, it's a Karibo. It literally just looks like a Karibo. And right as we are talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And getting ready to wrap up the stream, your only mate shows up.
Of course.
Well, glad
Bye,
I
mate.
timed that well.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, you should have been here at 4:30, bitch.
I had one. Bitch.
You should have told him, bitch.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, Yeah. So, well, I'm sorry to wrap this up. Basically, the second you arrived, but we're we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
You know what? Mate, for you off screen, we'll do this again.
There you go. Well, I am curious though. Are you gonna mention the ones that the ones at the start that you said you were going to do? But
yeah. So like I said, I had a whole like season lineup planned for the past episodes. So just to run through those real quick. The ones I was going to do after Optimus vs. Gundam were Joker vs. Sweet Tooth, Venom vs. Bane, Donkey Kong vs. Knuckles, Wario vs. King Dedede, Boba Fett vs. Samus Aran, and Mewtwo vs. Shadow.
Honestly, really solid lineup.
Most of those are for commemoration. Like Joker was getting a movie coming out. Venom had a movie coming out. Sonic 3 was coming out. Fett vs. Samus, that was like the first episode that was coming. I was actually going to come out on the day, you know. And then I guess I don't remember. I guess DK Knuckles and Wario DDD were just kind of there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, now I am curious though. Would you? I mean, I guess we wouldn't have known about it. Now I'm curious. Like, if you're gonna draw a Donkey Kong, are you gonna go with his old design or his new design from like Bonanza and Mario Kart?
We'll see.
Also the movie, yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
Currently, I'd probably say I'd do the old one.
Fair enough. It's honestly more iconic.
Yeah. I will say, maybe this might be getting a bit ahead of myself, but if I had gotten to Mewtwo vs. Shadow, that because it was the last one, I might have done something ambitious for that. Like I did with like Crash vs. Spyro and whatnot. But that just didn't work out that way. So don't expect that if that episode does get if that does get a rematch, don't expect that. It might happen, but don't expect it.
You already have one Sonic banner. Don't be greedy.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
See, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, so thank you all for showing up. Thank you for, and thank you all for watching. Let me know what your favorite is. I'm actually kind of curious. And be creative. Don't just say one of the banners. Okay. Like.
Here.
Like get creative here. I know y'all are gonna say the Bowser vs. Eggman banner, and I agree with you, but don't say it.
Red Hood versus Winter Soldier for me. I'm done.
Yeah. I guess. Well, whatever. I think I already said ours when we're doing it, so it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you only come here for the commentaries, why? But if that's the case, I guess I'll see you probably at the end of the year or beginning of next year. I don't know. Whatever I do, I will probably do a 2025 edition. So get ready for that. But right now, currently we're only 4 episodes in, so leave me alone.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Peace. See ya.